exciting documentary is set to hit the airwaves very soon. And we're joined right now by the writer and director of The Sky Is Not the Limit. It's the Chris Hadfield documentary, one of our Canadian space heroes. Thank you, Karen, for joining us.
Oh, this is a privilege. I've had so much fun working on this project. Just loved it.
Well, Karen Pascal, you're no stranger to working on projects and connecting with Crossroads through the years and various things. But this has got to be one of the most exciting things to do, because you're talking with Chris Hadfield, you're sitting down and you're doing these interviews and putting together this documentary that really tells his story and what a fascinating guy he is. Up in the space station right now, about to take over as commander on March the 13th. We were able to put this documentary together. Tell us a little bit about your involvement in it and why people need to tune in when it airs.
Well, Chris is a fabulous communicator. He is a wonderful communicator. As someone described him on Canada AM, they said he's a rock star, and he really is. He's so much fun. He is just this moment of being up there, you know, over 300 kilometers from the surface of the Earth, circling, what is it? 8.5 seconds. No, I won't even go into the facts. They're in the doc. They're wonderful facts. But the interesting thing was we wanted to put a human face to it. So we're really telling his story. This is what it's about. And I think from the very beginning, I mean, it's just such an impressive story, because you get this little kid, 9 years old, who envisions what could be just because he watched men walk on the moon. So that's where our story starts. It might even be good to see a clip from the doc, and then we can talk about it, okay?
Okay.
So let's watch Chris telling us, or rather his family telling us about his story.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower clear.
Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on a proper heading.
The night of Neil Armstrong's walk on the moon, we were all over at the Monk's Cottage and watched the whole thing, and Chris was just fascinated. He didn't say anything too much, but walking back to our cottage, he said later,
well, he looked up at the moon.
He looked up at the moon and thought, you know, that'd be a great way to make a living. And very quietly, from then on, he was, what, 9? His education was always with that in mind. Someday, maybe this would help me be an astronaut.
Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now. It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Surface is fine and powdery. I can pick it up loosely with my toe.
It kind of clicked in my head that, wow, if those people can do that, something that is, to this point, brand new and unique in the human experience, then maybe I could do something like that. Maybe someday this little Canadian kid could fly in space.
Dreaming big as a youngster. And just as we're watching that, we're all talking about, you know, when we saw that amazing, you know, first step on the moon.
And I said I walked around to a cottage, the only one with a television, and for Chris it was a cottage as well.
Yeah, he was at the Monk's Cottage. I remember that so clearly in this documentary. But there's that idea of something grabs your imagination. You're 9 years old and you start saying, you know, you start evaluating what you are doing in light of that. And that's led to a pretty exciting campaign that's going to be launched here with Crossroads about kids with big dreams, you know, shoot for the stars.
Really?
People can go to the website or to the Facebook site, and they can actually get kids to share their ideas about what they'd like to become.
I just blogged about that. It's Dream Day. And we're making something bigger of it. Good.
Yeah, that's great. Now, one of the things, of course, which was wonderful was to hear about what is it like when you walk in space, because Chris is one of the people that has walked in space. And I loved what he shared, because there was a tremendous spirituality to it when you really start to listen to this, and the visuals are phenomenal. So it's worth watching. Watch this.
Yeah, here's another clip.
And being in a rocket ship is amazing, and it rattles and shakes you, and it's hugely powerful, and it's an immense experience, but you're inside a rocket ship. But to be outside to be alone in the universe, protected by nothing but a cloth spacesuit, to be holding on to your spaceship with one hand, in between the world roaring by and the universe, endless and black, a completely endless bucket of pure, darkest complexity that is there next to you the whole time. That is where you really experience what spaceflight is all about. You can see this human invention, this human time machine, this magic ship that has somehow got you to this place that's almost no one has ever been to before.
These technical insights are stunning. But you know, Chris is so relatable. Last week he showed me how to make a peanut butter and honey sandwich in space. I mean, he's making it so fun.
He really is making it fun. I mean, we can be so proud of him as Canadians. We can be so proud. He's such a, as his parents said, his secret is he's a wonderful communicator. And I loved that little sense of giving us a sense of what it is to be out there and look back on Earth, and he continues to do that. It's quite exciting. But we went down, and David Mainse joined us. We went down to Montreal, to Saint-Hubert, which is the center for the Canadian Space Agency, and we watched the launch there with the Governor General and with all the big wigs. Everybody was there. It was quite fun, and that was kind of like the finishing touch for us on the documentary. So I want you to see that they actually launched from Russia on December 19th. And here's something really exciting to see the launch of the capsule.
It is a tremendous privilege to be part of this crew. These are good people, and we are going to go live in a place built by the world, and we have great confidence in each other and great confidence in the space station.
On Expedition 3435, Chris is accompanied by U.S. astronaut Tom Marshburn and Russian cosmonaut Roman Romanenko. On December 19, 2012, these three squeezed into the capsule of the Soyuz to blast off for their rendezvous with the International Space Station.
Preliminary command confirmed, engines firing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Tom Marshburn, Roman Romanenko, and Chris Hadfield making their way towards the International Space Station.
Well, this documentary is visually stunning. You've received footage from NASA, as well as shooting some of our own footage that you've worked on as writer and director. I'm sure it's been just thrilling for you to work on this, Karen.
Fabulous.
Well, it is airing. This Thursday will be the first time on CTS that you can watch it. Do we know what time? What, 7? What? Oh, 8 p.m. You see it on the screen there, 8 p.m. And then at Saturday, also, Saturday evening, probably 8 p.m. as well. Yes? Oh, 9. Okay, 9. Okay, I'm just figuring this out on the fly here, but no pun intended. And then next Wednesday is when he actually takes over, right? March the 13th is when he takes over as the commander of the space station, Chris Hadfield.
Nice timing.
And so we're also airing it on CTS then, and so you can catch it one of those airings. It's very exciting that Crossroads has commissioned this. Great. Well, you know, we've been getting into more of the documentary-style productions lately of various things we've been working on, and it's the type of a production that has a long shelf life and can really inspire a lot of people.
And nobody better to capture the adventure. Karen, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was a privilege. I am so grateful.